Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's almost 10 o'clock on July the 13th, 2023. And the last thing that the folks upstate need is more rain, but that's exactly what's happening. We have severe thunderstorms that are up a little further north of where, the worst. It's a little more toward north of Poughkeepsie and toward the capital region, but you can see some pretty strong thunderstorms up here on the radar. We're going to look at these first here, and you'll see here. Actually, these are all severe thunderstorms, a whole line of them. And then there's some more up in, these look like these could be heading toward Orange County, which is the last thing Orange County needs is more rain. Now, Long Island is actually up in a drought. We're in a drought, and actually they're talking about water restrictions possible coming for Suffolk County because, again, we have the heaviest rain, it keeps missing us. But you can see it's just pouring up here in Massachusetts and northern Connecticut here. The storms are really big. These are big storms. Again, severe thunderstorms upstate right now. It looks like, it's some of it looks like it's all north of Poughkeepsie toward Rhinebeck. So it's between Poughkeepsie and Albany. And we have this line extending into extreme northwestern Connecticut and into Massachusetts. And this is a pretty strong line of storms here that's coming through. And then we have a few more up in northeastern Pennsylvania that are moving toward Port Jervis and Orange County, which, again, is the last thing Orange County needs is more rain. Looking at the lightning, you can see a good amount of lightning with these storms, too, as well. And, again, they're all the way into Massachusetts. You can see a decent amount of lightning with these as well. And they're all severe thunderstorm warnings for all of these storms. In fact, I'm surprised they're not showing up on this map, but we do have, again, those severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see the yellow boxes here on the radar here. And those are all severe thunderstorm warnings. So this is a severe line of storms here that is moving into Massachusetts now. And again, one more look at the radar, and you can see, again, this line here. It actually extends up through New Hampshire, all these places that got hammered with the rain. This line actually goes all the way up into Quebec, believe it or not. So that line goes way up there. It's a pretty significant line of storms. Looking at the satellite, you can see the storms blowing up here on the satellite loop. You can see here, they go right there. You can see there's a low pressure going way up into Canada. You can see these storms just blowing up. And then you can see also some wildfire smoke, which is to the north of us. And still, today was absolutely brutal with the humidity. We're going to have to talk about that, too, because the humidity was extremely high today. So let's go put the observations on the screen. And we'll talk about these observations here. So let's go to the observations. In fact, there's one more thing I wanted to look at and show you. Just hang on a second. I always forget. There's always something I usually wind up forgetting. But let's put the dew points on here, and you'll see we've got dew points well into the 70s. Just well into the 70s. It's very, very humid out, and it's quite warm too. Temperatures around 80 degrees still in a lot of areas. Though there is a stiff breeze from the south, and you're actually in the low 80s in Jersey. We're still got 77-degree dew point in Belmar, Farmingdale. That is just unbelievably brutal. So you got a lot of heat and humidity. Let's go to the... I'll bring that up toward the end of the video, I think. But let's continue going on to the current weather. So let's go take a look at the highs for the day. And our highs, as you see, not as hot as yesterday. Just generally mid-80s. 84 at Islip, though it did hit 90 at LaGuardia. And probably in my neck of the woods, you can see temperatures were still reached around 90 here in the hot box. However, there is a very humid breeze tonight, but everywhere, even on the South Shore, the humidity just made it really uncomfortable today. And of course, as you go into Jersey, you start dealing with the 90s, and Tom's River got up into the low 90s. And look at that, even hotter as you head inland, 94 in Lakehurst. That's absolutely brutal, absolutely brutal. So let's look at the lows. And lows generally only in the 70s. Didn't really get dropped too much. But again, in New Jersey, it did drop a little more there, a little more cooling again. Because, again, they have more of open space in the Pine Barrens, which does cool off at night. But I actually want to look at Lakehurst's weather throughout the day. And then we'll look at Islip's weather throughout the day as well. So Lakehurst, obviously, got into the 90s. You can see that 90s. Though, look at the dew point. The dew points did actually drop to 64 hot. So a little bit of drier air moved in, though. It was hotter there. So take your pick. It's a little drier but hotter, or you can be on Long Island and have the higher humidity. Islip, and we'll look at the dew points at Islip. And it's just been very, very humid all day today. Again, mid 70s dew points. You can see those dew points very high. It's really, really uncomfortable. Despite the breeze, it's just you sweat like you just get covered in sweat out there. It's stifling. Let's go now to the precipitation map, and I actually want to see how much rain has fallen upstate because up where those thunderstorms are, because we could, yep, another inch of rain. That's all these places need. Yep, there's been more rain again. 1.11 in the Catskills. So yeah, more rain again. We still have these flood advisories still ongoing with this flood disaster that's going on up there. You can see. It's incredible. It really is to see this continue. So we still have the flood watch in effect. We still have a lot of rivers and lakes that are flooding up there. It's a big mess. Let's go back to our observations here, and we'll go across the country now. And so we see that flood watch there. Panning to the south, you noticed all the heat. We have what is this? Excessive heat warning, isn't it? Yep, excessive heat warning for goods Texas into Oklahoma. A lot of heat here. Look at this. 98 degrees. At least the dew point is 60. But 100 degrees. Just a lot of heat. A lot of heat. And going into the southwest, you can see, look at that. I think it's even 90. It's Grand Canyon, but let's see what. 84 at Flagstaff. So at Flagstaff still 84. So I don't know if they got up to 90 today. Well, let's take a look and see if they actually. Yes, they did. It said it right there. It said the high temperature was 90 degrees. So yeah, 90 at Flagstaff. It's unusual to see 90 at Flagstaff, and then you can see triple digits here. It's just incredible heat here. Even for the Southwest. I mean, 104 at night. I mean, it's just crazy. And getting these areas in Central California, 97 at Fresno after hitting 100. I should really want to hit this. It'll show the high. So 96 degrees at Marysville Beale Air Force Base for a high, and still 96 there. Really, and even you're going further north, you see the excessive heat warnings all for California. You have to be right on the coast to have any kind of relief. Let's see what Los Angeles got up to today. Find Los Angeles in here. No, it's not too bad. So the coast, by the coast, they get a little more of a breeze. But inland, you just die. 96, 99 at Red Bluff Municipal Airport after hitting 100. This is Northern California here. I mean, just insane kind of heat, and it goes up up the whole West Coast. The whole country is basically baking, except for the Great Lakes area. Looking at these observations here, and you can see in Canada, you can see the heat is going up to 73. That's not too bad. You can see 73 up in Wellsville after hitting, or they had 73. It's not too bad. Greenland has seen a lot of heat though, and that's what I wanted to bring up here. Probably didn't see it today. Yeah, today wasn't as bad as yesterday, but it got up into the 70s in Greenland yesterday, and that's what I want to pull up on the screen. I forgot to bring this up, so just you're going to see the screen stop for a second, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back here, and you can see here, these were the highs yesterday in Greenland. Discard the 86. I think that's an erroneous reading. But you can see, look at that, 73. Nuuk in Greenland, the capital, hit 72. I mean, it's never supposed to get that warm in Greenland. So, very, very alarming. Very, very alarming indeed. And so let's put the highs. We're going to actually change this to the high temperatures to get the maximum temperatures across the country here. It's not showing everything. Why is it not showing all the maximum temperatures? All right, so you can see the 90s. Look at that, it even hit 100 in one area. 100 in Easton. That's really unbelievable. But you can see the heat kind of extends all the way north. I mean, you go upstate, there's not really any relief. It's 90 near Plattsburgh. You have to go really far north to get any kind of relief from it. Once you get to Canada, then you start seeing some 70s. At least it's not broiling there, but Then as we make our way west, you can see there's been some upper 70s over here in Ontario. And it's just over here, so you can see where where it's been warm. 88 in the Northwest Territories. Come on, it's never supposed to get that hot in the Northwest Territories. That's crazy. And then, as of course, we go in here with this big heat dome here in the west, and you can see all these highs in the 90s and 100s and 110s. Just pretty crazy stuff. Texas, Oklahoma, also into parts of, parts of Louisiana too. 90s. So that's what all this heat, is going on. As far as severe weather goes, you don't see too much severe weather on the map. It's just mainly the heat going on right now. It's just incredible heat. And again, let's go to the Weather Service now and look at the local past weather or climate statistics for the day. Islip hit 85. So we're about 4 degrees above normal for the day at Islip. Central Park also got up to 88, so 5 degrees above normal there as well. Newark, 92, and that's 6 degrees above normal. All right. And if we look at the preliminary monthly data, which I'll do now, let's go to look at Islip's preliminary monthly data, and you'll see we're running about 2.7 degrees above normal so far for the month at Islip. Central Park is running about 2.7 degrees above normal, and Newark running 3.4 degrees above normal. Once again, New Jersey, always the hot place. That's why I fight so hard to avoid having to wind up there, because it's just so hot. But anyway, let's go to the weather map here. And I wanted to show you some pictures from the day, of course. It's just kind of, sky was kind of hazy still. There was a stiff breeze at Argyle Lake. You could see the haze in the atmosphere. Still hazy, not a blue sky at all, man. Even the ducks, they didn't want to be on the lake. They're just in the shade. It's so hot. The humidity is just getting to everybody. Again, this is the haze in the air. You can see with that cloud there, the haze that's hanging in the air. And these are the thunderstorms in the distance that you can actually see them from Long Island. All those thunderstorms way up there. You can't see the lightning, but you can see the cirrus clouds. And here's another look at them in the distance. You can see them there. That's from Rockville Center, of course. And there was a nice breeze on the South Shore. Very humid, but at least the breeze made it bearable. So you see here, slow-moving cold front off to the west. And that front is going to be a focus for rain chances through the weekend. Going to the Storm Prediction Center, you see there's that slight risk in the Midwest there. And then if we move it over to tomorrow, you'll see the slight risk again, mainly over Oklahoma and Kansas. So let's go to the models now, and we'll go ahead and we will look at weather patterns as we head into next week and this week and just the rest of this week, obviously. So let's go to the jet stream, which we know is a mess, and you can see it's a mess. And that, messy jet stream continues as we go into next week. And you eventually see there's a trough that's going to come through and bring a little bit of drier air coming in as we get toward next week. And then another trough. Looks like it's trying to form a trough in the east. So it's trying to bring some relief perhaps to this humidity. So let's go to the upper air, and again you'll see that trough come through. Here you go. Meanwhile, you still got that big ridge in Greenland there. But that big ridge in Greenland is going to help maybe dig a trough in the east. And that could hopefully maybe give us some relief from this ridiculous humidity. Let's go now to the surface map. So as we go in here, you'll see those rain chances continue. And Sunday is probably going to be the best day for rain chances. And then we slowly get this front offshore and try to get some drier air in for next week. And there'll still be some rain chances, but you can definitely see some drier air. There's still no really big, strong, high-pressure systems coming in. But at least maybe it's trying to show a little. There isn't really a big ridge in the east either. So I'm hoping that at least on this thing, let's look at the dew points. So I'll show you the dew points on the national scale here so you get an idea. And you can see all that humidity in the east, all right? Out west, you see the blue, but it's a dry heat. And then you can start to see some dry air trying to get in here as we get toward Wednesday. It's trying to. It's trying to get in here a little bit. So, but you see, there's no real strong push because, again, the jet stream is just very weak right now. We don't see any strong push at all. If we look at the European model, um, probably the same deal. We'll just look at the European. I'll look at the surface. Yeah, it looks very similar to the GFS. So that's why I usually don't show that. I'm not going to show that. Let's go to our temperature anomaly chart here. Obviously, we've been dealing with above normal temperatures. That continues for tomorrow, but not quite as above normal. Maybe just a degree or two. And then we still above normal for the weekend. You see, Sunday, that could be a day where we have a lot of rain, so the temperatures would be below normal, above normal Wednesday. But you start to see some of the cooler air maybe try to come down, though mainly it's focused on the lakes. But you'll see that the heat definitely does die off in the east. But the west is where the heat is gonna remain, and Western Canada especially, quite above normal. Let's go to the HRRR model. I will look at. Should have the full HRRR in by now. Look at tomorrow here. So you can see those showers and thunderstorms upstate. They're probably not going to come here and affect us. Tomorrow, it's forming more showers and thunderstorms, and this time, maybe a better chance toward late afternoon and evening. It looks like mainly north of Long Island, but you never know. Something could come down and go across Long Island. So tomorrow night could be on the active side with thunderstorms. It looks like it could be pretty active. Saturday night, so this is as much as we got into Saturday. Saturday, slight chance of showers, but not as widespread. It's because of that front that's trying to get through. All right, it's producing some lift in the air. Dew points, obviously staying very humid. Southerly winds tomorrow. Southwesterly winds staying. Dew points pretty much stay in the 70s, low 70s, and that continues to Sunday. I meant to Saturday. You can see those high dew points right there. No real relief from these high dew points. It's going to remain very humid. Obviously, it's not going to cool off much tonight. And then tomorrow, similar to today, I think it'll be hotter in Jersey. Long Island probably maybe near 90 in my area, but 80s for pretty much everyone else. When the thunderstorms come through, you could see they could bring a drop in temperature with them. And then for Saturday, a similar deal where it's hotter in Jersey. Long Island not quite as hot with the flow more off the ocean. Let's now go to the GFS model, and I'll show you the GFS and when we could see relief from these ridiculously high dew points. So you see that drier air off to the north and the west that's trying to get in here. That's what's creating the lift for the thunderstorms. You can see it's not really going anywhere. It's kind of just stuck, stall front syndrome, and you're still staying in the humidity. Here we are Sunday. Sunday is when that actual front comes through, but it's going to take a long time to get it through. And maybe by Monday, as we get into next week, you start getting some relief from the humidity, but it's a very weak push, as you see, and then the humidity kind of just comes back, and then maybe Saturday, there'd be a stronger push to maybe sweep some more of this humidity out of here. Your air temperatures, as we head into your Saturday, you'll see here, again, there's pretty much agreement there. Sunday is cooler. That Sunday we could have a lot of clouds and showers. That's what the GFS is suggesting, but then the following day, boom, we heat back up again to near 90, and then it's still warm Tuesday, mid-80s to around 90, and then Wednesday we finally see 80s, mid-80s, more normal temperatures, and then it's pretty much in the 80s as we get to the following weekend. So it's not so much the heat; it's just the humidity that's really high. And when you combine the heat with the humidity, obviously makes it very uncomfortable. Let's go to the skies. Obviously, this is just going to show clouds. We'll look at smoke a little bit in a little bit. Tomorrow, plenty of clouds around. You can expect plenty of clouds around, some peaks of sun. Probably high clouds, mid-level clouds. Sunday, you could see really thick level of clouds. And then we try to get those clouds out of here and maybe get some nice weather for later on, maybe later Tuesday into next week, maybe Friday or Saturday or something. Let's go to the RGM, high resolution with the clouds. But you'll still see plenty of clouds. So here we are looking at tomorrow, and you'll see a decent amount of cloudiness around tomorrow, especially over Long Island. Probably mainly of the high variety. Let's see. Total, I don't think this does separates the clouds out. But I'm thinking mainly of the high variety. But it could be the low variety, too. Maybe some fog in there. It's so humid. Saturday, again, peaks of sun. Sunday, oddly enough, the RGEM doesn't have Sunday nearly as wet. It seems like it seems like it has less clouds for Sunday as it's trying to clear out. And that almost is like a signature for dry air. But this doesn't show the dew points, but this does show the wind. Let me see if the wind changes. The wind's a little more southwesterly. So we have a little disagreement there. We'll have a better idea tomorrow what's going to happen, I think, on Sunday. But the GFS is saying it's going to be a wet day. Let's go to the NAM 12. I can go to the 18Z NAM 12, and we can look and see. This will go a little further out as far as the rain goes. So again, this is the NAM 12 for tomorrow. And you can see Saturday, it's got some showers there. But it's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday. That wind up could be a soaker kind of day. With that front kind of just crawling on through. And this would give us another, this would give Long Island almost 2 inches of rain, and then upstate, again, those areas that got hammered, maybe another 3 to 4 inches, so more heavy rain. And if you look at the GFS, it's not quite as robust as the NAM, but if we look at the Canadian model, it seems to hit us as well, so oddly enough, I don't know. The Canadian and the RGEM are not lining up. What are the RGEM? The RGEM just didn't. Yeah, the RGEM is it looks a little different. They both seem to do it, but oddly enough, we're going to have to see if this rain Sunday is going to be more of a thunderstorm line or a drawn-out event. It's kind of hard right now because it's out of the range of a lot of the short-range models. But Sunday looks to be pretty active. All right. But as far as the NAM 3 goes, let's go to the NAM 3 and look again at tomorrow. So, again, there's that thunderstorm. And NAM not quite as robust with the thunderstorm. Oh, there it goes. It pops something later. But there's going to be some instability. So we're going to have to watch that. And then Saturday, you can see also just pop-up showers and thunderstorms, basically. So let's go over to the Vent2 Sky, and we'll look at tomorrow's thunderstorm chances on this. Obviously, look at the Cape right now. It's pretty good, but there's all the actions to the north. All the atmosphere is favorable for it. Looking at tomorrow, there's some pretty decent Cape, mainly inland, but there is decent Cape. Look at this. Decent Cape at 8 a.m. tomorrow as well. So you have a lot of humidity in the air, and that helps really. Yeah. So any storms that do form could be on the strong side. That's why I'm surprised the Storm Prediction Center did not put us in, and I could check again, but they did not put us in any kind of risk tomorrow. Let's go and see if they've. Let's go ahead and look at this day 2 convective outlook again. I didn't see anything. Oh, okay. There is the marginal. Okay, so we are in a marginal risk tomorrow. There is the marginal. I was so focused on Oklahoma, I didn't see the marginal over us. But yeah, there is a marginal risk for tomorrow. So it's possible we will see some thunderstorm action tomorrow. And again, we're getting plenty of it tonight with this humid air. Again, look at these pretty impressive thunderstorms right here up in northern Connecticut, extreme northern Connecticut, Massachusetts, and unfortunately, again, some heading for Orange County, which is the last thing they need in Orange County after all the rain. Let's go to the rivers and lakes viewer here, and we'll go to the. Let's see if we can do that, rivers and lakes. I want to go to the weather service that's north of us, Albany. Yeah. Let's go to the rivers and lakes, because you can still see lots of. It's the last thing they need is more of this. So this is just showing some of the rivers that are in flood right now. Connecticut River at Hartford, for instance, it's in a minor flood stage. The orange means minor. The Connecticut River at Middle Haddam, Connecticut, near moderate flood stage. So we still have rivers at flood stage, and the last thing, again, they need is more rain, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Let me go to our river and lake viewer here. Let's go to ours. Find it here. See if any of our gauges are in flood. Okay, there is one. Hudson River is actually high. Housatonic River. It's falling now. Actually have some in Toms River, believe it or not. Barnegat Bay is up there. And, yeah, Barnegat Bay at Mantle looking. Minor flood stage. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So let's go to the smoke lastly. And obviously, with the southerly flow, I don't think there's going to be that much smoke, but let's go ahead and just look at this RAP, vertically integrated smoke model. Just gives you an idea of where the smoke is heading. You can sort of see that it looks like it's trying to head our way, a lot of it. So whenever that cold front actually comes through, it's going to bring some smoke with it. And that looks like some pretty thick smoke as well, the red. And you can see, again, that smoke up there. Big cloud of it there. Looks like it could be heading toward Greenland, perhaps, again. Some more smoke for them as well. Let's look at the near-surface smoke. This is the near-surface smoke. Yeah, look at that. That's going to go into... Yeah, let me get into that. It's going into the upper Midwest right now. So, yeah, we may be dealing with some of this. This goes out to... we may be dealing with this. I think we might be dealing with this on Monday, perhaps. Depends what happens here. But that flow in the atmosphere, all right? You can follow that cloud of smoke onto the models here. We can follow that cloud of smoke. We'll go all the way back to the models here. I got her back all the way because I closed it. All right, let's go to the models. I'll go eastern U.S. so we can just get an idea of where the winds are coming from here. All right, let's go. Winds. Those are not really. Those are the NAM. We don't want to see the NAM. The GFS. I'll do dew point. It'll show the dew point shows the wind. So you see what I mean. So you watch that little puff of drier air coming in there. As we get toward Monday, that could bring some smoke. So yeah, that could bring some smoke with it. So that's the thing. It may be Tuesday is when we're going to possibly see the return of some possibly very thick smoke. So just beware. It's just if you're not dealing with the smoke, oh yeah, Tuesday looks great. The dew point's going to be lower, and then going to deal with all that smoke. So unfortunately, the models don't go out that far when it comes to the smoke. Lastly, let's go to the high resolution satellites. You can see the cloud of smoke that is heading our way, and it's a pretty thick one. And you can see it's going to affect the northern. Look at all these fires going here. Still in the, I think this is Northwest Territory. So you have a lot of fires now around Yellowknife. It's just crazy. And then you still have these fires here. Oh, yeah, these just exploded here. Where are these? These are in Quebec, right? Yep, look at this one here. So, yep. So plenty of smoke there. That's going to head toward Greenland. Yeah, it just never ends, man. I'm telling you. Never-ending disaster unfolding. You can look at British Columbia, too. Just incredible seeing all this smoke. And it looks like we have some activity in the tropics, too. Oh, yeah, I got to go to the National Hurricane Center on that. We have a disturbance with a 70% chance of cyclone formation right here, as you see on the satellite. So I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. A lot going on as we continue to deal with the deteriorating situation on this planet. Though some people on Wall Street think it's time to celebrate, oddly enough. What's wrong with them? Anyway, have a good night, and thank you for watching.